It was a chill Sunday night and two boys at home on Lee Lane in Bolingbrook, Illinois were playing video games online with their friends when suddenly what appeared to be discharge sounds rang out. Neither of the brothers were heard from after that. Another child who they were playing against ran into his mother's room and informed her of what he'd heard. Him and his mother immediately grew concerned and decided to drive to the boys' home. Upon arrival, they learned of the grim news.
My son was playing the game, and then he ran in the room and was like, "Mom, I think something happened to his friend." I said, why would you say that? He said, playing the game, and then he heard guns go off, and then he didn't hear his friend anymore. And then about a minute later, he did hear like Bolingbrook Police Department, and then that's when we left out to come over here.
On March 5, 2023, officers responded to a call reporting a home invasion in the 100 block of Lee Lane, approximately 30 miles west of Chicago, around 8:15 p.m. When they got to the scene, they found two adults and two children had been wounded. Sadly, 40-year-old Cartez Daniels and 17-year-old Samiya Shelton-Tillman were pronounced gone at the scene. While some sources reported that all three were pronounced gone at the scene, others reported that the youngest person wounded, 9-year-old Sanai Daniels, was taken to the hospital where she later passed away. 34-year-old Tania Stewart was the fourth person wounded, and luckily she survived. The mother was rushed to Good Samaritan Hospital, where as of this video, she is recovering.
An adult female and one juvenile female were transported to an area hospital by Bolingbrook Fire Department paramedics. Sadly, the juvenile who was transported died from her injuries. The 34-year-old adult female is listed in stable condition at this time.
The family told media sources that the woman survived by playing gone. The boys, aged 3 and 14, who were playing video games in the home at the time, were unharmed. Cartez was Tania's fiancé, while the 9-year-old was both of their biological daughter, and the 17-year-old was the woman's biological daughter. The two boys were reported as being Tania's sons. Authorities quickly identified the 17-year-old Byron Montgomery as a suspect and believed he acted alone. The teen was taken into custody at or near his home in the 200 block of Waterman Drive about 2 hours later. Law enforcement then described the incident as specifically a domestic-related home invasion. They learned that Byron and Samiya had dated. While several reports claimed they were dating at the time, family members told the media that the two had recently broken up. Neighbors recalled previously seeing the teens together.
When she don't want them around, he'll still pop up and stuff like that. So I could say it was a few warning signs.
The teenage girl did have a boyfriend. They would walk hand to hand sometimes here, but I'd just say hi, that's all.
This incident shook the normally quiet and safe community.
This is the first time anything like this has happened.
Came home from dropping off my kids, hanging out inside, and heard two. There was apparently more, but it's what we heard when we were sitting inside.
They play basketball right here in the cul-de-sac, mainly every time there's nice weather.
Two neighbors who did not want to be on camera and live across the street say the family rented this home.
I was just shocked, devastated, because my heart goes out to the son, because we know him, and I work at the high school, so I see him all the time, and so seeing him every day like that, it just really broke my heart.
When things like this happen, it just, you question it, like why did it happen, how did it happen, how do we prevent this from happening again?
Being a mom myself, I wouldn't know what to do. It's a tight-knit community, and especially knowing the children, and everything like that, this is just heartbreaking.
Some neighbors said that in summer 2022, an ambulance was observed at the home When I say hey y'all, it never sounds right. In my culture, or specifically my island's dialect, we don't say y'all or you all. We say are you, as in all of you. I don't want are you to be confused when I say it, but let's make it our thing too. So hey are you, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you have not already, and give this video a thumbs up. Now let's get back into the video. But otherwise, they hadn't observed any behavior which would have predicted such a chaotic incident. Others didn't provide much of a reason, but implied they weren't surprised.
Very nice people. Never had a problem. The kids would be playing outside during the summer. They'd be shooting baskets at one of the houses there, And the kids were, pretty good kids.
The day following the incident, Bolingbrook Police Chief Mike Romper announced charges against Montgomery. The 17-year-old, whose birthday is in April, was charged as an adult. He appeared before a Will County judge and was charged with 9 counts, including first-degree fatality, attempted first-degree fatality, home invasion, aggravated battery with a firearm, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. During the proceedings, the teen waved at his family. Byrion pleaded not guilty, and arrangements began so that he could be assigned a public defender. His bail was set at $20 million, and he was transferred to the River Valley Detention Center.
All indications implicate him as the sole offender. It has been determined that Montgomery was in a dating relationship with the 17-year-old victim.
According to a Will County Coroner's Office press release, the preliminary autopsy results indicated that both Cartez and Samiya passed away from multiple discharge wounds. It was also stated that a final cause and manner of passing would be determined at a later date, pending police, autopsy, and toxicology reports.
It's crazy how it happened, but I've been feeling unsafe. I've been scared how it all happened.
Very devastating because I'm a lone resident of Bolingbrook, so that's all I know is Bolingbrook. When something like this hit in Bolingbrook, it's just like hitting home. So it's just like family, but not family.
Bolingbrook Mayor Mary Alexander Baxter released a statement saying that the violence which occurred was something that should never have to be a concern or plight for anyone, prior to extending her condolences to the family and prayers for Tania. Reed Silva, Cartez Daniels' stepmother, told media sources that the man was a carpenter and very skilled mathematically. She also shared that he had been making life better for him and his family. Social media posts showed that Tania does nails, and Cartez, who really appeared to be proud of his family, always promoted her craft on his accounts. 3 days following the senseless incident, over 100 family, friends, students, and community members gathered at the DuPage Township Center building for a candlelight vigil to honor the 3 lives lost. It was organized by 2 Bolingbrook residents who did not know the family, however wanted the surviving family members to know that the community was standing with them. At the emotional gathering, Samiya's friends described her as a sweet and laid-back young lady with a calm voice. Tomika Reed, Cartez's sister, cried into the microphone describing the reality that life opportunities were stolen from her loved ones, such as watching her nieces grow up and her brother getting married. She also expressed frustration at the level of hate in the world. Reed described her brother as the funniest person you'd ever meet, also adding that he was creative, loved music, and performing comedy. The grieving woman didn't leave without acknowledging that the community has continued to show up for their family during their time of sorrow. Some students left notes for the family, while others released a handful of balloons to remember Cartez, Samiya, and Sanai. Erica Daniels, another one of Cartez's sisters who attended the vigil with her children, said he was the backbone of the family. They had just been to Dave & Buster's the week prior. She shared that her brother was back and forth between Rockford, his hometown, and Bolingbrook, where his fiancée had recently moved to. The heartbroken woman stated that Cartez and Tania had been together for more than 10 years. She also clarified that though Sanai was their child together, Samiya was his because he raised her.
Prayers were lifted.
Oh, Father, right now, Father, we not only call because of this family, but Father, we coming because of the community.
Tears of grief fell.
When this happened, it hit home.
I just saw them a week ago. We went to David Buster's. I'm glad I got a chance to see them then.
What kind of world are we in where it's that kind of hate?
She lit up the room when you walked in. She was such an amazing person.
And I just want you all to know that we're here for you. You're not alone, and you won't be alone.
Bolingbrook is a big family. It's not a community. We all care for each other. We love each other. We lift each other up, especially in times like this.
Family members shared that Tania is in stable condition and improving physically. However, the loss of her fiancé and 2 children is a tough pill to swallow. Daniels' family also organized a balloon release and candlelight vigil for March 11th. A GoFundMe set up by the mother read, "I am Tania Stewart, 34 years old. On March 5, 2023, my family was brutally aimed when my daughter's boyfriend entered our home and slaughtered my fiancé and 2 beautiful daughters to fatality. I am a survivor. I don't know how and I don't know why. I feel like I should have passed with them, but I have 2 beautiful boys who need me. I have to be strong, but if you can find it in your hearts to help me and my family move forward, I would greatly appreciate it. I am completely devastated by what has transpired. Now I have to move on with life without my loved ones. I don't know what to do when I leave the hospital. I don't know where to go. I can't go back to that house. It's a bath. I have to start completely over and relocate." The mother also shared that the joint funeral would be held on March 18th at Grace Funeral Home in Rockford, Illinois. She ended with, quote, "Please help me and my sons in this time of need. I will forever tell my story. My thoughts and prayers are with Tania, whom I wish a speedy recovery, and also her sons who had to witness such a tragedy. May the family and friends of Samiya, Sanai, and Cartez find solace in the happy memories, and may their souls rest in perpetual peace. Thank you."